I'm Burnie.
And I'm Gus. What's up with the shades?
I don't know. I had them here, so I put them on.
It makes you look angrier.
It does, right? I was just thinking the same thing. I feel like, here we go. I'll do
I
this.
think it's because we can't see your eyebrows.
They look like the Unabomber.
You're scaring me.
All right, I'll get rid of them.
Thank you.
I forget why.
Put it back on.
Oh, fuck off. How's everybody doing?
Well, you called me the F word 3 times today already. What's up? You got any sort of, what's up?
No, I was just greeting you. I was in a foul mood most of the day.
You called
saw
me
Burnie
you called
twice.
me an FO and an F stick.
You don't say, why are you saying F instead of what I called
F-O.
you?
You called me dickhead, cunt.
Slut. I didn't call you
Slut.
cunt. I didn't say cunt.
You didn't say cunt. You said slut,
Fucking slut-shaming
and like
over
one
here.
other thing.
Well,
It's a term of endearment.
there's a motivation for that, though, Barbara.
Why?
Because we have actually. Do you want to do this right now? I'm super excited about it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wait.
Barbara actually has a really big announcement. She had something really cool that happened to her this weekend. Can you guess what it is, either of you?
You're up the duff.
You
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I can't even guess what that
Did
would
you say
mean.
up the duff?
Yeah, knocked up.
Oh, what? I thought she was climbing up somebody's butt. That's
Spit take!
totally the way I heard that, Gavin.
Don't drink that water. Whose ever water that is.
All right, if you
Water,
want
what
to,
happened?
if
I
you want
think
to play
some
along
spit
with us,
got in
just tweet us at hashtag RTU podcast, and I will. You can
Big
guess what
announcement.
Barbara had this
She's
weekend.
climbing
that she
up
did,
someone's
so.
butt.
Up the duff. Okay, no, that's a new one.
Up the duck down the stream.
You... I don't know. What's your announcement? Is it about the new show?
Oh, that'd be a good
Well,
guess.
we could talk about that now or
So
later.
is that a no? That's a no.
It's a no.
That's awesome, but that's not the thing.
I announced that last week.
You and Aaron broke up.
Close.
I'm so excited to tell everybody.
Very close. Very close. All right, Barbara, do you want to tell us what was the cool milestone that you hit this weekend?
So Gavin and I both moved here to the United States of America 5 years ago, and have both been working really hard on trying to make our time here permanent.
Did you do it?
And this morning, I received a message saying, "Congratulations, your green card was approved."
You're a resident now?
Hey.
Barbara is now a resident alien. Is that what green card means?
Permanent resident.
Permanent resident. Barbara can
Congratulations.
stay in America.
It lines up. Ah, you hit me in the eye almost. There's no need to rub it in. I don't have one.
You want to join me up here?
Well, I don't have one yet.
So
I'll join you up there one day.
I was abusing Barbara all day today because now she's an American, and there's nothing Americans hate more than other Americans.
So now
true.
Barbara
No,
is
she's
a
not
resident.
American. Technically, she's not an American.
Nah,
but
you-
on her
She's a
way.
pretend American.
I
She's-
could stay in America.
Not a citizen, but a
She's a
permanent
losing
resident.
American.
I'm a permanent resident.
So now Barbara's your citizens. Barbara is a permanent resident, and I'm some dude who has a long commute.
Yeah,
You got a really long commute.
you're living on your visa, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I was most excited to tell you out of all people.
I bet.
Very happy for you and proud of you.
You'll-
This is not the reaction I was hoping
Your day will
for.
come soon,
What do you
Gavin.
want from me?
We wanted you to be miserable. We were hoping that you were going to be so sad.
Do you remember when you got your visa before you got mine, and I was like, hey, congratulations.
How do you feel though? What's working underneath the surface there? What do you got?
Well, that's cool, and I want one too.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So on a somewhat related note, not quite the same. I recently applied for and got my global entry, which is
I applied for it. Didn't know this. They said you're pre-approved. Now you have to schedule your interview in 30 days. Otherwise, you lose your $100.
Yes, you just have to schedule it. That doesn't mean the interview has to happen within 30 days.
I
You
think
just
I have
to
like 4 days left that I have to do that.
just
So.
schedule it. So the problem
You
is
schedule it. Okay, go ahead.
If you want to book it in Austin, like there's no slots left this year. You'd have to book for like early next year.
What?
So what I did was to get around it. I flew to Houston, and I did my interview in Houston.
Is that the place you couldn't have your cell phone by any chance?
No, but we were probably in the same office. I'll talk to you about that off camera.
Oh, okay.
Why? What? Wait. What? You couldn't have your cell phone?
When I went to go do my green card stuff, I wasn't allowed to have my cell phone in there.
I was the same at the
Because
embassy.
it's like a government.
Like, yeah, government buildings. Are
Were
weird
you in a
about
place,
cell phones.
Gus, though, where you couldn't have your cell phone?
Yes.
You were?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I can't. Well, I feel bad
it's
about
something like related to family, so I don't really want to get into it. I can tell you later.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not like a Gus story.
It's
Otherwise, I would
maternity
tell
Is it the
Yes.
most bored you've ever been?
It was terrible. They,
you
I
think
told
clearly for the
a
first
longer
time?
version of the story on a previous podcast. I think you guys weren't on it. The short version is, since you can't use your cell phone, there's nothing to do in that office. They have a TV on the wall, and they were playing Man of Steel.
Oh, that's not bad.
Then when it ended, they put
Yeah,
Batman versus
kinda bad.
Superman on. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, okay, so all that aside. So I had to go to Houston to do my global entry, right? And,
you're gonna be able to figure out where you were based on those 2 movies.
So I booked my flight well in advance because I knew I was going. I had this date picked out. The date was months in advance. Then, like the night before the flight, I got an email from the airline saying, "Hey, you've been complimentary upgrade to first class." Like, sweet. But when I look at my boarding pass on my phone, it doesn't have a seat. It says "C agent." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's
what airline?
That was United."
But you said you got an email.
I
saying
hate
you're
that
up-
shit.
It's on
Delta
my
does
boarding
that
pass.
all the time.
And I was like,
Delta does do
that's
that.
a little weird, but whatever. You know, I've seen it every now and then. It's a little unusual, but I've seen it before. So I get to the airport, and like before I go through security, I check where you first check in for the flight. And I'm like, hey, my boarding pass says C agent. Is that something y'all can help me with? They're like, oh no, just go to the gate. They'll take care of it there. I was like, okay. So I go through security. I go to the gate, and I'm like, hey, my boarding pass says C agent. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll take care of it. Just go sit down. We'll find you.
Uh-oh.
It's like I sit down, and
Seat 40D.
the plane starts boarding, and I'm like, something's happening. So I go up to the gate, and I'm like, hey, y'all still working on that? They're like, yeah.
Oh.
It turns out that the plane we got was smaller than the plane we thought we were going to get. So
What?
they said, they told me, they said, you got upgraded from economy to first class, but the seat you're supposed to sit in first class doesn't exist.
So downgrade me back
I'm like,
to
okay,
the
so
fucking seat
I
that
was like,
exists.
so I had a seat before.
So you went from
In economy.
a normal
Upgrade.
seat
So you
to
upgraded
first class
outside
to
of the
no
plane.
seat.
But then they were like, well, we're trying to move you back to your seat in economy, but we can't get it to work. I was like, what do you mean you can't get it to work? She's like, it's just not working. Every time I do it, it says like, some whatever database connection error. I was like,
Someone
what?
take your seat.
And I was like, well, what are you going to do? Like, she was like, don't worry, you're going to get on the plane. We'll get this straightened out. I was like, okay. So then, like, I sit down again. Everyone's boarded the plane. It's just me, like, left in the gate. And I'm like, I go to the desk, like, she's not going to close the door, right? Like, I need to get on that plane. I've got
They're
this
fucking
meeting.
with you at this point.
She's like, yeah,
They're
I don't
kicking
know.
that can
I
down
like
the
the idea
road.
of you being stuck outside and there being one empty seat on the plane and they just can't put you in it.
And then eventually she was like it's like 5 minutes till we're supposed to take off. And the lady at the desk is like, you know what? Just go get on the plane.
What?
I was like, what? She goes, yeah, just
I've never heard of that in my
I
life.
was like, just get on.
Just
and
go get on the plane.
Yeah, and she's like, I'll fix it when you're in the air.
That's awesome.
I was like,
That's
okay.
great.
So then I
Oh,
walk-
wait, so the seat's empty, right? So you're not just like standing on a full plane,
Right, right.
like
it's
you're the
not
last
like-
one on the subway.
And it's not like he's some stranger who just strolled up and got on a plane.
Right,
he
right,
was
like,
on the original
I was on
list.
there. They've checked. Right. I've already done all of that. So then I walk up to the gate, and the
like this lady.
The lady's like, "Can I have your boarding pass?" And I was like, she just told me to walk over here and get on the plane. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead."
So that would work? Just like, hey, let me on the plane. She said it's cool.
So where did you end up sitting?
And the bulkhead, like the first row of economy, which is where I'd booked
He
myself.
was
in
co-pilot
okay.
that day.
Yeah, so
It's probably
nice.
the equivalent of where your first class seat was, but it was.
Yeah, it's probably
just a
exactly
little bit
the
further
same
in that
spot.
plane.
So I got on the plane and flew down to Houston. But then I was worried the whole time I was in Houston. I was like, if she didn't fix it and they think I didn't get on the first leg, they're going to cancel my return leg. So it was like the whole time I was stressed out. I was freaking out
Should've
about
just
that.
driven there.
Well, I thought it would be way easier just to fly. 'Cause
Yeah,
the place also, I booked myself the interview. There's 2 interview locations in the Houston airport. One inside of security and one outside of security. I thought I'll book myself on the inside security one because less people going to go there. It's easier to get in and out. So I
You
couldn't
You also don't have to
driven
go
there for
back
that.
through security to go
Right.
back on your flight.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't
Fair
drive
play.
there.
Good answer.
So then I get there, and it was an interesting experience. So again, since this is a government office, there's signs everywhere, like no cell phones, and all of them are upside down for some reason, which was really weird to me.
Because you'll pay attention to them.
And the
It's like that laundry. When they,
What is it with that laundry?
what is it with that laundry? Is that in other parts of the world?
No, just here.
It's just in Austin.
I've only seen
There's
that
a
here.
laundry.
oh yeah, the quick laundry.
Yeah, there's a laundromat where when
It says laundry,
and it's
Flipped
upside
over.
down. It just has an upside down.
It's like Canada's pizza. Laundry.
I don't know what that means.
Classic.
So I walk into this office in Houston, right? And the office is about the size of this podcast set.
Oh, really?
It's tiny, and it's like one dude, like one customs officer at a desk.
Were they able
and
to
he's-
order a
he's-
smaller couch for
He's
that one?
interviewing someone. I guess like doing their global entry interview, and he's like, "I'll be with you in a minute." I was like, "Okay," so I sit down, whatever. They finish up, and I go up to do my thing, and I'm talking with him, and I guess he can see all of my information because they do like a background check on you, and they have your whole life on the screen in front of them. He's like, "Filmmaker, huh?" I was like, yeah. He goes, "What kind of films you make?" Well, I was like, "It's complicated. We do stuff on the internet."
You make it sound like porn.
Yeah.
It's not porn,
Immediately.
it's comedy. And he goes, "Oh, okay." He's like, I love movies. Like, I love watching movies. I was like, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm a huge fan of Wes Anderson movies." He's like, "Oh, what's that Wes Anderson movie that was filmed in Houston?" I was like, "Oh, Rushmore." I said, "I love Rushmore. It's one of my favorite movies." He goes, "Yeah, I love that."
Is he quizzing you?
I don't know. And this is going to make you
you
question that even more.
Were you then like, shut the fuck up, I don't care about your life?
So then, true American fashion. So then he's like, I really like good films. I hate those trashy films. Like a friend of mine invited me over to his place. He's got a pool, and he had a screening for that movie, Sharkdanko. I was like,
Sharkdanko?
Yeah, I was like, what? He's like, yeah,
James
Sharkdanko, the sharks, and they're like flying in the air. I was
Flying the Dankos?
I was like, okay. He goes, yeah. He's like, and then he was like, he asked me, like, what's your favorite film? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I like Ghost World a lot. I think Ghost World's a really good movie. He goes, oh yeah. He was like, I don't think I've seen that one. I was like, it's got Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson. He goes, oh yeah. It's also got Steve Buscemi in it, right?
Wow, this guy's he's fucking with you at this point.
I was like, okay, like, is this a test? Like what you said?
He's fucking with you. It feels like because he heard you were a filmmaker, so he's testing you by throwing out stuff
That
he
can't
knows
be a
is
real
wrong.
thing they do.
Maybe you don't know, Barbara.
I don't know, but
Americans are shifty. You'll find out.
I never said anything. I didn't question it. Got through the interview real fast, and everything was fine. But like in my head, I'm like, was I being tested? And did I fail some kind of test?
You should have been like, hey, what's that like natural disaster called when the wind's going in a circle?
Was it?
A Tordanko.
Steve Buscemi dies in a Tordanko.
There was one other thing that he said. I can't remember what it was at the time. But
Should start messing up like government agencies. Like, yeah, I did pay taxes to the IRS. See if he calls you on it. See if he's really a government agent.
I didn't pay taxes to ISIS.
I love that on Barbara's first day with a green card, she wore the most fucking Canadian shirt that you could possibly imagine. She looks like a lumberjack Mountie.
I also have camo pants on.
Is that a Canadian thing?
Yeah, I think so. Camouflage.
So, since you've taken one more step down the road to becoming an American citizen, is that the goal? Are you going to become an American citizen?
No.
No?
You have
don't
to be
wanna
a
like Gus
resident
and like
for 5
spend
years.
12 hours out of your day so you could save like 5 minutes at a time over the next 10 years?
I would like an out if Trump becomes president.
You used to come back to Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But are you taking one more step down the road towards American citizenship at least?
All I want to do is be able to live here and not have to worry about it.
I bet Gavin would like that too.
if
They said you got to give up your British citizenship and we'll give you residency today, you just got to give it up.
No.
No?
Yeah.
to do that.
See, Gavin and I would have to give up our citizenship to get America.
Walking around, I was like, maybe this is all a dream, and maybe I don't live here.
like you
really
just lost
weird.
it. Yeah, you've lost your connection to the earth.
Yeah.
Someone's saying what Gavin is saying every time he talks about it, what that is called is disassociation. So yes, that is disassociation.
Could you experience that with a human? Like, could I disassociate from Gavin? Is that
You got a
possible?
green card, so you can easily disassociate from Aaron now. Be like, I got a green card.
That's the first thing you said to me, wasn't it?
well, yeah, I
This
think I said
morning.
it during a management meeting.
What was that?
Well, I announced this morning at the management meeting that I got the green card.
It literally said from the other side of the room at a management meeting, good, now you can dump Aaron.
And then you followed up with, "Don't anybody say anything so we can tell Gavin on the podcast."
Yeah.
That is true, I did.
I don't know why you thought I'd be mad.
I don't know.
Maybe not mad, just like jealous.
Have any reaction?
Aggravated?
Not be
I just thought we'd
disassociated
see
from
your
it.
soul
I mean, I'm not,
like
I don't really
crushed.
get jealous. I'm just happy for you, and I do want one.
You know, that is true. I should have
Should know
I
that.
should have realized that because Gavin does not get jealous. There's two things about Gavin that I think the average person who watches all of your videos, both across Achievement Hunter, Rooster Teeth, and the Slummo guys. Two things I don't
What a
think they realize
resume.
about you. One is that you don't get jealous at all, which I find to be a very interesting trait. But Barbara, as a woman,
been a problem
do you
in the
want
past.
your guy to get a little jealous or whatever? Tiny bit?
No, I mean jealous in the way that like
Well, jealous is a negative. So when you describe it as jealous, it's already gone too far.
I want someone to appreciate me
Right. And value, like kind of, I'm not saying Gavin doesn't value
and like
stuff.
feel lucky to have me.
Right.
So like if maybe they see you with like another guy or something, they'll
Like,
like
hey,
get that tinge of like,
yeah.
oh no, that's mine.
Yeah. Like
Maybe that- in that
Little-
sense.
Like maybe jealous is
Not
more
in the,
like
like, who are you
possessive.
talking to? Who
You
you
want a touch of
texting?
possessiveness, a touch,
Like
like investment.
0.0001%.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, jealous is a weird word because once you say jealous, they've already crossed that line.
Possessiveness is also kind of a weird.
It is a weird word. It's not a great way to say that.
I just
But
want someone to feel fortunate.
What's the second thing about Gavin? Fact. The other thing about Gavin is probably the most trustworthy person, I think, for like when you talk to him. Gavin will never repeat anything anybody else says.
It's true.
It's no one's business.
No, I know. I know I've talked to Gavin about some stuff over the years. I know he'll never tell anybody else. And Gavin and I have been on like long trips together. We spent a lot of time together. He's never related to me anything else that anyone else has said. Does that sound, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like Gavin does not reveal that. So I consider Gavin to be one of those people who's a vault. Probably more so than anyone else I've ever met in my life.
Maybe you aren't real.
So if you ever want to murder somebody, you like Gavin now.
Let Gavin know.
Tune into my new show next month called Other People's Problems.
So we got a tweet from Andy
Down with
using
OPP.
hashtag RT Podcast.
Who? Andy Cortez?
Yeah, who reminds us that for some people now you have to say, "Hey Cortana, turn off."
Oh,
Yes.
thank
Don't
you.
get me started on that piece of shit addition to the Xbox.
Why
What's
did they
that?
change it?
I like your cable
so here's the
management.
problem I
Oh, they
have
meant
with
the piece
it.
of shit Andy Cortez.
The problem I have with it is
This
my
is
wife.
what-
My wife is not a video game player.
Yeah.
And she regularly talks to the Xbox. And now she says, like, Xbox, do whatever. And I'm like, no, you have to say, hey, Cortana now. She's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it worked.
And it works totally differently. So,
Yeah.
for example, it changed, so I'm getting used to it. I'm like, hey, Cortana, go to Netflix or open Netflix. This is one like that. It then opens up a Bing search with Netflix filled in. Do I want to Bing Netflix? Is that really what the stupid thing thought I wanted to do? How did no one testing it try and open an app with it?
You can't open apps. It's
I
just
know
like
you
they
can, I
changed
just-
the words,
They
right?
want
Yeah,
you
it's
to use
like-
Bing.
I don't want to Bing anything.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
And
You're
now,
binging.
like, for example, if you want to, like, I used to say Xbox off all the time. It would say, are you sure? You say yes, it goes off immediately. Now it goes, hey, Cortana, turn off. And it's like, listening. And then it goes, turn off. And then it does a thinking thing, and it says yes or no, and you say yes. It takes like
It
3 or
does take
4
a lot
times longer.
Yes.
Why is it so much longer? Just because of the update?
Because it has to go through the internet now. It's like sending, it's like
Oh.
Siri.
You're right.
Fuck.
Before, it was just like a local
Local,
thing between you and your Xbox. Xbox off, it goes off.
Now it's like, does he? We think he wants to use Bing.
Do you
Yeah.
have,
We really
Do you,
think.
do you want to Bing how to turn off an Xbox?
Yeah,
That's there.
Here we go.
do you
No, I
have
wanna
the
disable
new
it.
Apple TV by any chance?
I do.
Have you ever used the microphone
I
feature
love
on
that
it?
thing.
Is that going to the internet or just within the Apple TV?
I assume
itself?
it's going to the
I
internet.
think it's the same as Siri, so it goes.
through the internet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I
Do
think you
anybody
can-
have an Alexa? Or I
Yeah.
guess it's not called an Alexa. It's
Echo.
called an Echo.
Yeah, I do.
I love that.
I
thing.
want one.
Do you know
I
you
not
can
have
change
one.
how you talk to it? Like you say Alexa to get it to respond to you,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also change that so you can say Echo or Amazon to it.
Can you change anything? Like, what if
No.
I wanted to talk to it and go, oh, and it
It's
just
a
starts
drop. It's a
listening?
drop down.
No, it's one of the 3. Yeah.
Change to something like.
I think the thing they said, it was like, we only suggest you change it from something other than Alexa if there's someone in your household named Alexa.
Right.
And
It's
like,
weird
well,
though to
what
have
the
a
fuck
product.
Always listening.
No, that has a name, but that the name you call it isn't the name of it.
Yeah,
That seems
like
weird to
Echo
me.
instead
Like,
of-
I
feel
bought
like-
an Echo and I immediately call it
I feel
Alexa.
like even they can't figure it out. Like the app used to be called Echo, and now it's Alexa, or the other way around. They changed
Yeah,
it.
they're moving it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's called the Amazon Alexa.
Just call it Amazon thing.
the Amazon Pylon or
It
whatever
can
it
now
is.
it can now control your thermostat, which is nice.
I went on a home automation tear.
I love
a
it.
Tear.
Do you just have like all those like Wi-Fi enabled light?
I got a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go into detail as to what I have because I don't want Gus getting in there and messing with my stuff.
I'll mess with your stuff.
But I walk around my house like just shouting shit all the time. Like, do this, do that, do this. Tell me what this is.
Well,
you know,
you use dictation more than anyone I know.
I use dictation constantly because I can't type for shit.
Which is why whenever you talk about Jeff in a text, it's spelled Jeff, and I'm like, do you not know how to spell his name? And I realize,
Yeah. I just see it and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So, when have I ever just said that to you? With Jeff with a Jeff.
It happened once.
You're still talking about it.
Have you ever dictated an email before, like a really long email?
I dictate scripts.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
use Dragon Dictate in a boy, that was awesome, Gavin. I saw it. I used it in a headset. Actually, if you look on my desk right now, I've got one of those
I've seen it.
blue microphones. It looks
Yeah.
like a big radio mic.
Uh-huh.
And I put that right in the middle of my keyboard and I just talk when I want to write stuff.
That's great.
It's
it was,
great.
It was
It goes so much
maddening
faster.
watching you type.
I am terrible. I've typed like probably 15 or 16 feature-length scripts.
Why didn't you do it?
More than that, probably
didn't
in the
see
high
it, guys.
20s. And I can't type.
Yeah.
All my friends laugh at me because I can't type.
You look younger today.
It was.
She does, doesn't she?
You look
I look younger.
like 20 today.
I have to play an older part, so I've been like aging myself out. And like one of the things is growing like a big scraggly beard and everything. So it's like this week I have to go do a thing. It's not a Rooster Teeth thing, but I got to go play a person.
Is that
this
why
is
you're so
the person who's
grumpy?
older than myself. So
So why you're so grumpy?
no, you know what? I'm grumpy because should we talk about this? I'm grumpy, honestly, because I saw the fucking set for your new show, and it's way fucking better. Also, it's done. completely done, and it's
What
a
are you pointing
badass.
after me? It's not my fault.
It's a badass set.
Not building our fucking set. I'm
And
waiting
I
too.
just like, what the
I'm
fuck?
not
Well, I mean,
fucking
we premiere
sourpuss
really
about
soon.
it. I can fucking wait like an adult.
Just like the green card, very happy for you.
Thank
very
you.
happy. But as an American, what, Gus? Come on.
Yeah, the set's fine.
What
one?
the fuck?
No, my set.
Oh,
You didn't
wait.
see it. You weren't here this morning, I don't think.
It's
I've
dope.
seen like there's pieces of it over there.
Every time they make a new set, it's better than the last one. And I would just like to point out, this was the first one. So it follows that trend perfectly. God damn
It was
it.
better than every other
Well,
set
this
we had
couch
before
wasn't
it.
here.
What was that?
This was better than every other set we had before it.
But think about it
What,
like
back when the set was a poster hanging on the wall of the conference room?
Exactly, this is better.
Dickhead.
Metal table.
think of it like this though. The longer we wait for this, and the more sets that get made in between now and then, the better our set will be.
I would believe that if I couldn't see our set like right behind me in Shambles, the new podcast set, which is just look like it's like an abandoned project. It's like one of those places in the desert where fucking airplanes are buried in the sand. That's what our set looks
It's
like.
also
back
someone's
there.
office.
Yeah, like there's shit
Someone
stored
from
on it
broadcast
and
is
everything.
using it as their office right
I
now.
asked Patrick right before this.
Well, it
I
has a
said,
chair on it.
I said,
Couple chairs.
I go, when did you? It's hard to explain, but we made a change to the set where they're usually on rolling platforms. This set is not, so it takes the crew like how much longer does it take to set this setup every week? How much longer? A lot longer.
30 minutes longer?
Like twice as long.
Like a lot longer.
A lot longer. He
Why-
won't even
why-
commit to
why
how
did
long
it
it is.
change?
What?
Why did it change?
Because they needed our platform on which to build our new set. And I said to Patrick, I said, when did we move the set off the platform so we could start building the new set
Was
on
that
the
April?
platform?
Probably a year ago.
And I was like, he was like, July. I go, I think it was May. And somebody else goes, it was March. And Patrick was like, all right, March. Yeah. Because we hadn't, I forget what you said, Patrick, but they hadn't done something by that point. And that was way back in March. That's when our set moved off the
So
platform.
this is why you're grumpy?
And now we're all sitting on the floor. Hey, Barbara, it's too long. It's too
Patience,
long.
have patience.
It's too long. I mean,
Well, could I segue into saying that the show that I announced last week, Always Open,
Yes.
is actually premiering September 1st.
now is it premiering September 1st or is that day you're shooting it?
Premiering.
So you're gonna what's the release schedule for Always Open?
It's
Explain to people.
going to be 4 pilot episodes for first members only.
Can it replace on the spot?
It's going to be
Get that
Thursday
wish.
nights. Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m. Central. It's not live streamed, so you could watch it at any point in time. And then we're going to do those 4 episodes, and then if it gets greenlit and good to go, we're going to start doing Wednesday nights at 10:30 p.m. Central for first members, and Thursday night 10:30 p.m. Central for everyone
A
else.
little bit of late night action.
Late night action, yeah.
Bit saucy.
So September
Post-watershed.
1st, be looking out for that. We're actually filming our first episode this week.
Nice.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats on everything today.
It's been a good day.
It's a big day.
Had a Red versus Blue episode come out this weekend. It was just a
And you did it.
very, very Barbara-filled weekend. What?
No, I'm very happy for you with your green
jealous.
card and your fucking awesome set and everything else. I'm just fucking
Sitting
happy.
on the ground, smoldering.
It was like every time I looked at, I can't explain it all because I don't want to ruin it for people when I go see it. But they're like, "Oh, and look what this does. This does this." I'm like, "Mother." We're like, and this thing's, we got this thing, and it'll do this, and it's like, I'm like,
Did you do your face of like, that's cool, I'm mad?
no, I was very happy.
You
I was
sent me
very
some,
happy.
some nice messages.
I was like, here's exactly how it went down. I was like, show me this. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. What's that? That's really cool. Guys, this set is really fucking awesome. Matt, come here. I need to talk to you. That's basically
We
the
have
way that went
opposite
down.
ends of the jealousy spectrum here between Gavin and Burnie.
It's a great set. It's a great set. It's a great set.
Well, I think you're just learning about something. Gus runs the Rooster Teeth podcast. I run this podcast. And which one?
There we go. Oh, truth be told.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Gus is fine.
It's fine.
Hey, Gus, let's buy a smaller couch.
Did I ever tell you what Joel said to me one time, which made me know he was crazy? I mean, amongst a few
Anything?
things.
Was he sitting next to you on a
He's like,
plane?
say, hi, Barbara. My name's Joel Heyman. That guy's fucking nuts.
This was like, I think right before I started working at Rooster Teeth, I was talking to Joel about something. And he said he
mistake.
was looking into buying a Hummer. And I was like, oh, like, that's cool. Why?
It's a very Joel's a car guy.
Yeah.
That's a very non-Joel car.
And I said, why do you want to get a Hummer? And he said, well, you know, inevitably when the economy goes to shit and
Inevitably.
everyone goes crazy, I want to be able to drive through the crowds of people losing their minds. And I was like, ha 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 ha. He goes, no, I'm serious. I'll be able to drive through everybody and nobody will be able to touch me.